Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is your July 26th daily tarot and channeled oracle card reading, however you want to call it. This is my second take. So the first card out was seek the guide with noble ideas. So this is like the story of King Arthur, okay? So he's on a horse and he's riding through the forest. Let's just go with the next card. This is the energy oracle cards right here. Happy Sunday, by the way. The Magician and the Mirror, okay? So, the Magician and the Mirror. The Magician has everything that he needs to create. This is interesting. Magician and Arthur, right? And but he also has a mirror here so he can see a reflection of who he is and who he's turning into. Interesting. Okay, another card. Over here we're going to do the Amante. All right. I invoke laughter. And we had this card a couple of days ago. It was that card, the reading just dance, you know? Okay, so let's start here. There's this energy of being the noble man, being the person that does right. So, and there's something about perspective here. Okay, let's just talk about church. Oh no, let's talk about governments, okay? Let's talk about countries. Okay, so you have one country that has a certain type of way they do things. And they think that that's right. They think that how they believe, their religion there, how they treat their people is correct. And all the people that follow it, that agree with it, that they believe they're right and other people are wrong. It's the same way people look at other religions, okay? So being in the right, the fight of right is believing in those rules and regulations and kind of going with the flow of the masses, okay? Okay, so we're going to just leave that there. Then we have the Magician and the Mirror. And so, no, they said go back. Go back here. So, depending on the country you're in, if you're in the opposite country, they came and invaded you and they said that you were heathens or you were this or that or you were something. Do you think if they knew you and knew your traditions, they would still think that? If they knew the reasons why you did the things you do? If they got past the judgment and saw you for who you are, if they would still think that. Maybe some would. Depends on what traditions your country has, right? Whether they're good for the individual or whether they're good for the government or good for it depends on what it's serving, right? And who it's serving. That was important that I went back there. Okay, now we had the Magician in the Mirror. This talks about, well, how we can create things. We can create illusions, you know, and it doesn't always have to be negative because this one's upright. But what we need to keep in mind, of course, we don't have to do anything, but what's important to keep in mind is that are we living in our own illusion or an illusion that was provided for us, or is this our own creation? You see, because sometimes when we're being part of a grand illusion that, we may not like who we see in the mirror. And that's why the mirror is important here. So there may be some consideration on needed about what we are creating within the collective and what we would like to see individually, and whether the collective creation is serving our individual needs. I really like the way that came through. And there's also there's fire and there's water here. So this Magician is almost like that that card of balance, a Sagittarius card, you know? So it's not enough to conquer kingdoms, and it's not enough to bring our beliefs to other lands, but we need to understand what's behind our own beliefs and traditions, right? Beyond our own prejudices. The magician in the mirror is truly looking in the mirror and seeing who you've become because of what you're living. Not only that, is if you do not have inner balance, the fire and the water, balancing the passion and the emotion, the movement and the emotion. It's like both sides. It's kind of like that Chariot card. You have the emotion, the internal, and then the external energy. Do they match? Okay? Because if they don't, you're going to feel awkward, unbalanced, and like things aren't right. You won't be able to put your finger on it. So, that's a lot of serious energy. We're asked to, in this, while you're, kind of going through this energy, and maybe your brain is kind of getting in your heart, your emotions are feeling kind of, ripped apart a bit. That's the only word that I can use for you. That's what they told me to use. It's not just raw, but it's ripped apart. Like, I don't even know what I believe because I don't understand half of this things that are going on. Okay, that's when you're asked to dance or laugh. Do something that makes you happy, draw, giggle with your kids, play frisbee with your dog. Just lighten up the whole feeling of what's going on. Get back to basic things and not what is politically correct. There's a lot of politically correct stuff and people telling everybody what to do. Okay? We need to really find what's important for us inside. Are family important? Is health important? Is well-being important? Is safety important? Is the truth important? Would you like to be told the truth? Then kind of look at what you want and then have fun. Go have some fun. Go do something fun. So go for a hike. Blow bubbles. Make bubbles with those little circles and blow bubbles. That's for somebody specifically. Your kids love that. And maybe it'll bring back when there was innocence when you were a kid. And puppies love that. Cats love that. They don't even know what that is, and they love it. They try to catch the bubbles. Animals are so cool. There's ravens next to her. And they're kind of, I think they're ravens, or, no, they are, there's that bird that picks the meat off the bone. What is that? It's right here. You see that bird right there? I forgot what it's called. You guys can tell me. I can't think of what it's called. Even when you feel like you're just down and there's nowhere to go, if you dance or do something fun, something will come to you that wouldn't have been there already. There's an answer there somewhere, but the energy needs to be lightened up so it can find its way to you, because it's being blocked by all of this. It's turmoil. So we all go through this turmoil. That's how we shift. Okay, that's a lot. Those oracle cards always get to be a lot. That's why sometimes I'll just do one or two, but they asked me to pull more oracle today, and so we'll do one more here. This is the enchanted map. Golden Palace. Okay. All right, so right today I'm not going to read these because I'm doing this reading more intuitive. Golden Palace right now for me is saying it's a number 23 and it's also a 5. Golden Palace it's a place of protection, it's a place of abundance. So what if the shift in the whole collective, this whole thing was going to bring us to this place? But we can't see it because we're so tied up with the details and the turmoil. I'm trying not to say keywords, okay? What if the end result was great abundance for everyone? I know. how the heck is that going to happen? Don't worry about it, because it's coming in anyway. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. Just laugh and dance, and you will help create it. If you're in the place of worry, you're feeding the wrong thing. If you're in the place of dance and creation, then you're feeding the right thing. And the more of us that can get in that vibration, that's holding that high vibration, the more of us that can get there, the faster it'll come and the easier it's going to come into fruition. The most important thing is having balance, to understand that you are the noble guide you seek. Stop looking to others to give you information. You already have it. It's called your gut. It's called your spirit. It's called your heart. It's called your higher self. You've got this. You just forgot that you have it. Dancing, happy, giggles, bubbles, drawing, painting, music will help you see it. It'll allow that information to come through. Okay? Try to turn you can see what's going on in the world. Don't get lost in it, because the darkness needs to feed on you. And you don't want to be their source, do you? I'd rather be the source of creativity than the source of luge. Okay? Take care, you guys. Love you very much. Bye-bye.